but I know we're heading in the right direction and we want to continue that path. And of course, when it comes to jobs, you know, working on job creation, government doesn't create jobs. What we do is we create environments that makes it attractive for businesses to come here that will create jobs. And we have partnered with a number of businesses and chamber in reference to addressing these concerns. But dealing with the fundamental issues of making our community a safe community, creating a great workforce and a work pool to attract businesses because education is stronger, we have made the city of Canton far more attractive for businesses to consider coming here. And we focused on retail, as you've seen the reformation of the Canton Center Mall and what we've done out there. And we focused on industry. And you look at the industrial park and what's happening with the Faircrest Industrial Park, with Medline and Old Dominion. And we focused on downtown continued development. And we focused on so many different areas of helping our community attract businesses. And you know, when you're doing this, if anybody has been involved in economic development, it's like sales. You got to talk to a lot of people before you can land one. And you got to talk to people today to land a sale tomorrow, or next week, or next year. And when we got here, there was nothing in the pipeline. There were no businesses that said, yeah, we talked to somebody 6 months ago, a year ago, we're ready to open up a business in your town. We didn't have anything that was coming in. It was a dead spot. But over the past 3 years, our development team has worked very hard, and we have created lots of opportunity. We've got conversations going on today that will bring jobs tomorrow. We have jobs that are coming tomorrow that we talked about from last week. And over the past year, we have started to see interest and investment in our community that we hadn't seen in several years. And I'll give you a few examples. Medline Industries is one. They were the first ones to move into our industrial park. They invested in a 300,000 square foot brand new facility with the commitment that they would bring 30 to 35 new jobs in the first year. They opened up their doors in September, and to date they've already hired over 80 people. Old Dominion Trucking, because Medline had made an investment in that park, they now are following. They're building right now, and they expect to bring another 30 to 35 new jobs by spring. We had an opportunity to work with a business owner, a business owner who was going to put in a nursing home, a Astoria nursing home. This is really interesting because this guy didn't live in the city. The property was not in the city, and he wanted our help. We said, well, we can help you, but you got to annex into the city. He said, sure. Well, when we found out where his property was not in the village, or not in the township, it was in the village of Myers Lake. And so he was already in an incorporated area, which meant we didn't have the opportunity to annex him. So I contacted the community of Myers Lake, the mayor, and I said, hey, we'd like to partner with you. We could do a JED, a Joint Economic Development site, where we can work together, we'll charge an income tax, we'll split the revenue, and then we can help this business open up their doors and create jobs. Well, the mayor got back to me and said, you know, we're really not interested. And so we went back to the drawing board and we tried to decide how we're going to help this business. So we came to an understanding with the business that we can help them. We have some things they need and they can help us. We need jobs. We need income tax. So we created a program called the Jobs for Us program. This is the non-annexation annexation program. It's the greatest thing in the world. I don't need approval by the commissioners. I don't need approval by the village or the township. I don't have to pay back property taxes to anybody or split my revenue. The deal is this. The business gives me a payment in lieu of taxes equal to 2% of his payroll, just as if he was in the city. His employees would be paying that. So we would get our full revenue. And in return, I supply him with access to water and sewer that he needs to open up his doors. But the rest of the story is this. I'll give him the water at inside city rates as if he were a city business. So he gets a substantial discount. And in return, he's giving me the full 2%. But the other part of the deal is, for every person that he employs that's a resident of the city of Canton, that resident pays an income tax because they live in the city. So I will deduct that payment from what he owes me. Which basically says to him, if you hire all Canton City employees, you pay me nothing. And I create that. bottom line of the program is, we made the deal, he opened his doors, he's hired 75 people. We're going to get the 2%. He's encouraged to hire more and more Canton residents. I'm going to get my 2%. He got his business, we created the jobs, and most importantly, as a city of Canton, because we didn't officially get it done, I don't have to provide police, fire, I don't have to plow his roads. All that is being done by the village, who didn't want to partner with us. Forget annexations, we're going this way from now on. Besides that, we've had a number of other companies. Ameridial came into 30th Street Plaza. They brought with them 170 jobs that were good paying jobs with full benefits. 170 jobs. When's the last time that you saw 170 new jobs come to Canton, Ohio? Can anybody remember? Okay, so we've got some great stories to talk about. We have a whole bunch of new things that are in the pipeline, things that are looking to potentially land here in the next quarter, in the next year, and some things that are on the board for potentially a year from now or 2 years from now. But if we're not doing those things today, those jobs aren't coming tomorrow. Another example of that is we're looking at creating a job site ready. The old Ford site across from Republic Metal, that site's been there for decades. Ford gave it to us years ago when they decided they weren't going to use it. It's about a 100-acre site. It's unusable land right now because it's not in any condition for somebody to come in. If an industry was interested, it would take them at least 2, maybe 3 years and a couple $1 million to get that site ready. Which means when companies are looking for places to go, they don't even stop to pause to look at that site. But we're working on a program right now to level that site, access electricity, rail, sewer, water, get that set up so that it's going to be ready for an industrial site, so that we will have a site-ready lot with over 100 acres where you could put a 1 million square foot facility if you wanted to. And it will be the largest site in Stark County and one of the largest in Northeast Ohio when we're complete with this. And it'll take us probably 2, maybe 3 years to get ready, to have this site ready to go out there and sell it to the business world. If we don't do that today, 3 years from now, I'm not going to be in a position to go out there and attract that company. And so what we're looking at is things that not only are going to affect us today and tomorrow, but things that are going to affect us 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. And that's what we have to do if we're going to create jobs. And unfortunately, that wasn't done in our past, so those jobs aren't landing when I got here. Those jobs that are coming now are things that we've been working on a year ago, 2 years ago. So the job creation thing is extremely important, very challenging, very complicated, but we need a consistent team of people with the same vision to continue down this path and keep these things in the pipeline so that 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, Canton is going to continue benefiting from these new jobs and companies. That's why we need to stay with this administration. That's why I'm running for re-election.